فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا أما بعد. I praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and thank Him for allowing us to gather once again and continue to learn together from the work of our noble mashayikh and our noble scholars. I'm going to continue read for you, my noble brothers and sisters in Islam, from the work of our noble Shaykh al-Allama al-Dr. Salih bin Fawzan al-Fawzan حفظه الله تعالى وغفر له ومتعه بالصحة والعافية وغفر له ولوالديه وللمسلمين والمسلمات. We're going to continue on the topic we started yesterday, alhamdulillah, the importance of the family, the importance that Islam gives to the family, عناية الإسلام بالأسرة. Just a brief review where the Shaykh he mentioned, حفظه that the usra is the foundation of any community and society. Al-usra is the family, is the foundation of the society and a community. And the family itself is formed by individuals through marriage. A man marry a woman according to the, alhamdulillah, the legislation of al-Islam, this beautiful religion of al-Islam. And then the Shaykh he gave a lot of guidelines to the husband and to the wife, that both of them they have to make the right choice. And the right choice is in accordance with the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, not according to customs and the tribes and the like, but according to the guidance of the Prophet ﷺ. That is the best guidance, as the Prophet ﷺ used to remind us all time. He used to remind the Sahaba, and a reminder for all of us, وَخَيْرُ الْهَدِي هَدْيُ مُحَمَّدٍ ﷺ. The best guidance is the guidance of Muhammad ﷺ. So the Prophet ﷺ, he guided the men to choose the woman that she's religious, she understands his religion, she's pious, she's righteous, she fear her Lord. And also he advised on the awliya, those who are in charge of the women, to make the right choice as well in choosing a husband for them. Now, so that person, we have to be pleased with his religion and his character. A person who's practicing Islam upon sound aqidah, correct aqidah, sound creed, because al-aqidah هي الأساس الذي تبنى عليه جميع الأعمال صحة وفسادا. As Shaykh Salih al-Fawzan himself, حفظه الله تعالى, says that the aqidah, the creed, is the foundation that all of the rest of the deeds are built upon. If the creed is sound, then the actions will be sound. Naam. And the opposite is true. This is a person who fear Allah, that husband, he applies the deen of Allah, fulfill his obligations. Of course, nobody is perfect. Everyone has shortcomings, but at the least, a person who knows his obligations, try their best to fulfill the rights of Allah and then the rights of others. And likewise, that husband has to have good manners and good akhlaq. Because even if this woman, she's going to do something, and she would do things because she's a human being. She's going to wrong, she's going to come short sometimes. She may say something she shouldn't say, or do something she shouldn't do. She may argue with him in a way or another. So if he has good manners and good akhlaq, he won't oppress her. He will deal with her with kindness and with mercy and the like. Likewise, the Shaykh he mentioned that the importance of fulfilling the rights of each others, as our brother Rashid Hafidullah Barbi, he started yesterday and he elaborated more, alhamdulillah, on that point which he gave yesterday, the 9 rights that the husband have over the wife. And that today in his class, inshallah ta'ala, bi'idhnillah, he's going to give the 12th rights that the woman have over the husband. And he requested that all those brothers who were here yesterday, they shouldn't be missing any action tonight. I got my rights. But you need to know your obligations too. And this is how we work. Inshallah ta'ala. I'm going to be absent because I have a valid reason, so I don't want you to look in the class, where he at? He's telling us to be here, but he's not here. I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to be able. I apologize. So I would love to attend that class, but inshallah I can listen to it later on, inshallah ta'ala. Now, then the Shaykh, he mentioned that this is very important for the husband and the wife to be righteous, pious, religious, practicing the deen of Allah, to please Allah. Because now this is going to be a good family. They're going to start a good family in which they will benefit themselves. They will have the serenity, the tranquility, the peace of mind, the joy, the stability. And even if they have some problems, because there is no marriage that is problem free. Just take it. Every household have their little ups and downs. But these people who are religious, they pious, they put the deen first. They mindful of the reality, the purpose, why they were created for, and the like. They trying their best to please Allah. Even the huge problem, they will find a solution for it in no time. Because they wanted to do what's pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we stop at the point that the Shaykh says Islam took care of every details when it comes to the family. Now we stopped at the point when the Shaykh, he mentioned, and if Allah grant that husband and wife children now, still you find that Islam give us a great guidelines to how to deal with these children when they come. Okay? نعم. قال بعد مرحلة تكوين الأسرة وهي مرحلة اختيار الزوجين يهتم الإسلام بتربية الذرية الحاصلة بين هذين الزوجين. So once the stages of making the right choices, okay, and then forming a family, okay, now you find Islam taking good care of the education, the cultivation of the children. If there comes children from that marriage, you find there is some very important guidelines from Islam. So these children, they will grow up upon the correct aqidah, upon the right path, upon righteousness. فيأمر الوالدين بتنشئة أولادهما على الصلاح والابتعاد عن الفساد. This religion of Islam order the parents to cultivate and nurture the children upon righteousness. To cultivate the children upon, boys and girls, upon righteousness. And to keep them away and to keep any corruption away from their way. These are the job of the parents, the father and the mother. They cultivate their children upon righteousness and calling them to that which is righteous, that would keep them firm upon the path of Allah, and keep them away from any corruption and keep any means of corruption away from their path. He mentioned a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ that he says, "Muru awladakum bis salati li sab'in wadribuhum alayha li ashrin wa farriqu baynahum fil madaji'." Command and order your children with the prayer to pray when they reach the age of 7. The ulama, he says, meaning when the child reach the age of 7, tell them, son, boy or girl or daughter, pray. But with that, the Mashayikh, they says you teach them how to purify themselves for the salat. Alright? So you teach them how to make wudu, alhamdulillah, properly according to the sunnah, and you say, son, pray. They pray, be happy for them, encourage them, alhamdulillah. But if they don't pray, it's still okay. Don't yell at them, don't beat them, don't make big deal of it. But tell them now, son, go pray. Daughter, go pray. You command them. The discipline, where it comes, it's 10. When they reach 10, now they don't pray, you discipline them lightly. so they know that this matter is serious, and separate between them from the bed. Aina. The Shaykh, he says, they do not sleep like a boy and a girl. They don't sleep in the same room with this, and the boys, they don't sleep under the same blanket and the like. Aina. All of these are means of protection, to protect the children from a lot of evil that those who don't apply these guidelines, they fall into later on. 12 years old with 11 years old, they get a big problem. They get a big mess. Why? Because guidelines are not applied. Aina. These guidelines are good for us. وكذلك يأمر صلى الله عليه وسلم بالعدل بين الأولاد في العطية، ويمنع الوالد أن يعطي بعض أولاده ويحرم البعض الآخر. لماذا؟ لأن هذا يفضي إلى العداوة بين الأولاد ويجر إلى القطيعة التي تفكك الأسرة وتهدم بناءها. Likewise, you find the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he orders the parents, especially the fathers, to be just when they deal with the children. Don't favor ones over the other. And especially if you want to give someone something, you don't give one and take care of them all the time and neglect the others. He says, because if a father does this, he's going to bring enmity amongst the brothers and the sisters. They're going to start hating that brother or that sister. Why? Why is it that he favored him over us? Why he always take care of him and not me? Some children, they may even say, why is he? Is he telling on us? Is he like lying on us? Is he, what does he do? Is the Shaykh said it brings enmity between the children, which lead to qati'ah. They will even boycott each other's. Brothers not talking to each other's. Sisters not talking to each other's. Which bring, subhanallah, destruction to the family. أي نعم. فعن النعمان بن بشير رضي الله عنه قال, and he mentioned a story that took place in the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam on the authority of this young companion, النعمان بن بشير رضي الله عنه. He says, تصدق علي أبي ببعض ماله. He said, my father, his father, النعمان بن بشير, he said, my father has given me a charity, some of his wealth. He gave it to me. He said, this is for you, النعمان. فقالت أمي عمرو بنت رواحة. He said, but my mother, she witnessed that, she saw that. She said, and her name is Amra bint Rawaha. She said, لا أرضى حتى تشهد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. الله أكبر. The wife, she says, the wife of Bashir and the mother of An-Nu'man. She said to her husband, I'm not pleased with your action until you go and ask the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Go and ask the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is it okay for you to do what you just did? You give only one child, one, you didn't give everybody. أي نعم. فانطلق أبي إليه يشهده على صدقتي. So alhamdulillah, look, Allahu Akbar. See, these are the Salaf that we're trying to emulate their examples. You see? We say we Salafiyun, alhamdulillah, we follow the way of the Salaf. Well, this is an example from the Salaf. Look at the husband now. When she said to him, listen, I'm not going to witness to this, I'm not going to be pleased with this until you ask who? Ask the Prophet ﷺ about it. What did he do? He went and asked the Prophet ﷺ. Subhanallah. So we learn from this. If my wife just said to me, Akhi, I'm not happy what you did, bring me the Sunnah, inshallah. What should I say, Abdullah? Who are you to tell me? Huh? No, I said, Jazakillah khairan. You're right. Well, actually, I should have a hadith already before I've done that, right? I should have already did my homework. But just in case if I didn't, well, at least I shouldn't grow arrogant. Because this woman, she didn't tell me, listen, I'm not going to be pleased and you give me $100. Alright? No, she's like, until you tell me, is this action of yours from the Sunnah? You just want to take care of one of your children and you don't give nothing to the others? Is this from the Sunnah? Then what should I say? Allahu A'lam. Good point. You got me on this one. I'm going to go do my homework and I'm going to go ask somebody. The people of knowledge, of course, we ask them, alhamdulillah, and if she's right, she's right. So he said, my father went to the Prophet ﷺ to get his approval ﷺ. فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أفعلت هذا بولدك كلهم. So when he went and tell him what he did, the Prophet ﷺ asked him a question. Did you do the same thing with all of your children? Did you give all of them what you give to al-Nu'man? قال لا. He says no. فقال اتقوا الله وأعدلوا في أولادكم. الله أكبر. Then the Prophet ﷺ said to the father of al-Nu'man, he said to him, fear Allah and be just with your children. Be just as related to your children. قال النعمان فرجع أبي في تلك الصدقة. رواه مسلم. النعمان Ibn Bashir, he says, so my father retract that sadaqah. Okay? Walhamdulillah. It's hadith Rawabi Muslim. The ulama from the Noble Sheikh Ubaid and others, they mentioned, they said this is not just about money or gift, it's also about the talks. You find one, yarhamukallah. He said you find the father, he just when he come to one child, hey, doing, mashallah, you're the best, you this, and he neglect the others. Now you have to be just. Play with this one and play with the other one and talk to this one and talk to the other. أي نعم. وكما أمر الله الوالدين بتربية الأولاد والإحسان إليهم وحسن تأديبهم فقد أمر الأولاد برد هذا الجميل والإحسان إلى الوالدين وبرهما لا سيما عند كبرهما. The Shaykh mentioned another point. He says, likewise, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered the parents to cultivate and nurture the children and to be kind to them and to give them the better and the upright education upon righteousness, upon the right path. Likewise, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered the children to have the birr, to have the birr and ihsan, to be dutiful, to be kind and nice to the parents, especially when the parents reach an old age, when they can't take care of themselves. They need now somebody to take them places and to do things for them around the house and the like. قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في سورة الإسراء وقضى ربك ألا تعبدوا إلا إياه وبالوالدين إحسانا. Your Lord has ordered and decreed that you do not worship anyone but He subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that you be dutiful to your parents and you be kind and nice to your parents. إما يبلغن عندك الكبر أحدهما أو كلاهما فلا تقل لهما أف ولا تنهرهما وقل لهما قولا كريما. If they both or one of them reach an old age while you're still alive, never say uff to them. The ulama, they say this is the lightest thing you can say to them, uff, and never speak to them in a harsh way. Rather, always talk to them in a soft and a nice way. To the end of the ayah. نعم. واخفض لهما جناح الذل من الرحمة وقل رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا. Humble yourselves around your parents. The ulama, they mention, don't even look at your father in the eye or your mother in your eye when you talk to them. Now you find the child, the son, looking at his mother like this. What do you say? What say, father? La. Humble yourself, nice, kind, gentle. Choose the best expression when you address your parents. You find a young son say to his father, yo. That's a father, yo. إيش هذا التربية. But the Shaykh is going to mention some of the children, they act like that because of the parents. Has a lot to do with it as well. As the Shaykh is going to mention that, we get to it inshaAllah ta'ala. He says, and you should make dua. Say, oh Allah, have mercy upon them, as they have they took care of me when I was very young. نعم. قال هكذا يأمر الله سبحانه وتعالى الوالدين بالإحسان إلى الأولاد في حالة صغارهم وعزهم، ويأمر الأولاد بالإحسان إلى الوالدين عند كبرهم وعزهم. الله أكبر. Allah ordered the parents to take good care of the children when they were young, helpless. Babies can't take care of themselves, can't feed themselves, can't even change themselves, don't know where to go. So Allah has ordered the parents to be nice to those children. Be mindful of this. This is an order from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Likewise, Allah has ordered the children themselves when they grow up to be kind and to take good care of their parents, especially when they grow old. Allahu Akbar. Look at the beauty of this deen of Islam. وفي هذا تكافل وتعاون بين أفراد الأسرة على ما هو أهم من ذلك وأنفع في العاجل والآجل وهو التعاون على البر والتقوى وذلك بالتآمر بالمعروف والتناهي عن المنكر بين أفراد الأسرة الواحدة. He said this is highlights the solidarity and the joint responsibility, mutual responsibility between the parents and the children. Allahu Akbar. That goes a long way for years. Does not end in a couple months, a couple years, for a long way. Walhamdulillah. Which bring nothing but benefit for them, whether on a short term or a long term, and even this benefit, subhanallah, continues until in the hereafter. They will get the fruits and harvest the fruits of it when they meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Along with that, they should command one another with good, with righteousness, with piety, forbid the evil. And of course, the ulama, they mentioned, you command good according to the guidelines that's set for us in this beautiful religion of Islam. Likewise, when it comes to forbidding evil. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا قُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ وَأَهْلِيكُمْ نَارًا وَقُودُهَا النَّاسُ وَالْحِجَارَةُ Surah Al-Tahrim. O you who believe, protect yourselves and your families from a fire. That is fuel is mankind and stone. أعاذنا الله وإياكم منها. May Allah protect us and you from it. Ameen. قال الشيخ صالح حفظه الله فأمر المؤمنين أن يقوا أنفسهم ويقوا من لهم عليهم ولاية من أهليهم من النار التي لا ينجي منها إلا فعل الطاعات. الله أكبر. وترك المحرمات والتعاون على البر والتقوى. He says here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordered the believers to protect themselves, likewise to protect anyone who live under their care, under their responsibility from the fire. Their wives, their children and the like. Protect themselves and their families from a fire. That by what? By ta'at, by obedience, acts of obedience, because nothing saves from the hellfire except being obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, obedient to His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, by fulfilling the obligations to the best of one's ability and by refraining from the muharramat, from the things that are made forbidden for us. Likewise, at-ta'awun al-birr wa-taqwa, and commanding good and forbidding evil. And these are the things that help a person. These are the means that we should follow. If he wants to be safe, you want to save ourselves from the hellfire, these are the means. Now, we be obedient to Allah, obedient to His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam to the best of our abilities, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. And also the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he says in a sound hadith, ما أمرتكم به فأتوا منه ما استطعتم. Whatever I command you, do it to the best of your abilities, and by staying away from the prohibitions. وما نهيتكم عنه فانتهوا. And whatsoever I forbid you, leave it and stay away from it. These are the means that lead to safety. Some people, they just want to be saved from the hellfire, but they're not following the means. They disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we disobey some people. I'm going to talk about myself first. We want safety, but are we following the means? We wrong ourselves, whether by not fulfilling certain obligations or by falling into other prohibitions. And with that, who amongst us ask Allah for forgiveness constantly? As the Prophet ﷺ, who is the best of mankind, he is to ask Allah for forgiveness and turn to Allah with repentance. And we have so many narrations, and he is the best of mankind. Fil majlis, in a simple gathering, the Prophet ﷺ, he is to say astaghfirullah wa atubu ilayh more than 70 times. And we are more in need of asking Allah for forgiveness. We have to follow the means, ya akhwan, as one of the poets says, تريد النجاة ولم تسلك سبلها إن السفينة لا تمشي على اليبس. You want safety, but you're not following the means that leads to it. Keep in mind, the ship does not roll on sand, man. You know? Ship, right? Ship, the big boat. Huh? The ship does not roll on sand. It needs water. Likewise, you want a safety? And Ibn Uthaymin, he says, for those who adhere to the deen of Allah and practice it, and they adhere, al-ittiba', al-ilm, first of all they have knowledge, and they act upon the knowledge, because knowledge mandates actions. They repent to Allah, they ask Allah for forgiveness, they turn to Allah with repentance and constantly repent, and they mindful of their actions, their statements. These are the means of safety. Now, قال كما يجب على الإنسان أن يحرص على نجاة نفسه فإنه يجب عليه أن يحرص على نجاة غيره من أقاربه وإخوانه. So yes, it is a must that a person should be diligent, serious, take this matter very seriously, to protect oneself from the punishment of Allah. This is the Salaf. The Salaf, they were constantly this reality on their minds. When you read the biographies of the Sahaba, of the Tabi'een, Atba' al-Tabi'een, why they don't sleep a lot at night and they get up and pray? It's because of the hellfire is on their mind. The grave is on their mind. Yawm al-Qiyamah is on their mind. As one of the Salaf, he says, عجبت لطالب الدنيا كيف ينام وللهارب لطالب الجنة كيف ينام وللهارب من النار كيف ينام. Subhanallah. He said, I'm amazed of the matter, someone who wants the Jannah, but he's sleeping. You want to get the Jannah, you sleep? He says, you're running away from the fire and you go for a sleep. Can you imagine if they say, listen, we hear these fires a lot, especially in the West, right? In the West, in the forest and the like, in California and all of those, Oregon and the like. Can you imagine if a family in the house, they hear in the news that the fire is already devoured like some 300,000 acres and it's coming at 70 miles an hour and it's only like 3 hours away from them. What are the people going to do? Alright, turn the lights, go to sleep, alright? That's what they're going to do? What are they going to do, Abdurrahman?
Pack up and go.
They're going to pack up and leave and run. They're going to try to find the fastest means. Where wrong? They're just going to go to sleep? No. The same thing. If somebody say, listen, somebody is giving prizes somewhere here, man, but he's going to be there only for a while. What are people going to do? Tomorrow we'll go, right? Huh? They're going to go to sleep? Akhi, they're going to go to get that prize. But this is the Jannah we're talking about and the hellfire. Aina. The Shaykh Hafidahullah, he mentioned also another ayah. In Surah Taha, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I forget to translate one part. The Shaykh says, so the one who really wants safety for himself, he should be diligent and serious about this matter. Not just want to save from the hellfire, but what are you doing to save yourself? And we have everything, alhamdulillah, we need in this beautiful deen of al-Islam. Likewise, a person should not just be concerned with himself alone, but also he should be diligent in trying to help and assist others, especially the closest people to him, his family, his brothers, and the like. Then he mentioned the ayah, وَأْمُرْ أَهْلَكَ بِالصَّلَاةِ وَاسْتَبِرْ عَلَيْهَا. Order your family to perform the prayer and be patient upon that. Be patient. قال هذا فيه أن قيم الأسرة محمل مسؤولية أسرته بالأمر بأداء الصلاة وغيرها من الواجبات. He says, subhanallah, in this ayah is an order that the one who is in charge of the family, that's me and you, ibadallah. You have a family, and you think just like, it comes with a responsibility, but a great reward. We're not here to frighten anyone. Naam, it's a great responsibility, but the reward is great for those who do it for the sake of Allah in accordance to what Allah has legislated. So the person who's in charge of the family, there is a great responsibility upon that person's shoulder. So he has to order them to pray. Father, just go home. Don't care who prayed, who didn't pray. Subhanallah. No, you're going to come home. You prayed first. You know, you prayed in masjid, and you came back straight from the masjid, for example, and you ask the wife, did he pray? It happens sometimes, like, oh, Jazakallah khair, and you remind me, is it? Daughters, did he pray? Oh, subhanallah, the homework, mashallah, I almost finished. Don't ask them like when you want to go to bed, did he pray? Oh man, what did he, why you pray Asr, Maghrib, Isha? And you were there after Asr, you were there after Maghrib, you were there after Isha. Now we remind them. We check on them. Aynam. And the Shaykh, he gave an example, the Salat, he says, وَغَيْرِهَا مِنَ الْوَاجِبَاتِ. Not just the Salat, the other obligations as well. The hijab for the women, the lihya for the boys when they reach a certain age. Aynam. The adab, to adorn themselves with the adabs of Islam. Truthfulness, to speak the truth, to be trustworthy, to be generous, to be kind, to leave off lies, backbiting, slander, to stay away from oppression. أي نعم. وكذلك ترك المعاصي والمحرمات. And not only that the father makes sure that his family are fulfilling the obligations, but also he ordered them to stay away from the muharramat, from the sins and the things that are forbidden. And then the Shaykh mentioned something beautiful, which will bring us, introduce us to the topic I wanted to start today. Inshallah, we may start it and we finish it tomorrow, inshallah ta'ala, same time after Asr. He says, وَهَذَا يَتَضَمَّنُ اتِّخَاذَ وَسَائِلِ الْخَيْرِ فِي الْبُيُوتِ مِنَ التَّعْلِيمِ وَالتَّأْدِيبِ وَالْأَمْرِ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَالنَّهْيِ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ. If me, I'm the father and the husband, okay? I'm the head of the household. If I want this, alhamdulillah, to be easy for my family, when I tell them pray, read Quran, remember Allah, adhkar, sabah, masa, watch your language, remember Allah, don't sing, don't lie, don't yell, don't curse, don't do this and don't do that. Then he says, the Shaykh says, that person should follow the means and bring nothing but good to his household, to his home. Whether it be a house or a mansion or a flat or a single house or a duplex or a condo, or an apartment in the third floor or wherever, 34B or C or A, it doesn't matter. A place that where they live, him and his family, inshallah ta'ala, he has to make sure that he bring nothing but good. Make sure that he make sure that they are learning the proper aqidah, they are learning the adab of al-Islam. He command them with good and forbid them from evil. وإبعاد وسائل الشر عن البيوت. الله أكبر. من الملاهي وكل المظاهر السيئة. He says likewise this father, he should keep all means of evil away from the house. Anything that will distract them and keep them away from reading the Quran, keep them away from the Salat, these things should go, shouldn't come to the house. أي نعم. قال لأن البيوت هي محل اجتماع الأسرة وتلاقي أفرادها، فلا بد أن تكون بيوتا إسلامية مؤسسة على البر والتقوى وخالية مما يتنافى مع الإسلام وآدابه. الله أكبر. The Shaykh mentioned that the house is where the usra live and spend time together. أي So that's when they meet one another. So these homes have to be a Muslim homes. Allahu Akbar. A Muslim home that is founded upon birr and taqwa. Birr in the house and taqwa of Allah in the house. Free from anything that opposes the teachings of Islam and the good manners that Islam teaches. It's not enough for a man to come and buy a post, a sign. They buy them for 99 cents and say, this is a Muslim home, remove your shoes before entering. And they think that's it. They've done what they should done. And then once you get, Muslim home, remove your shoes. That's it. Is it obligatory to remove your shoes before you go in a Muslim home? It's culture. They said they mix it. They said this is a Muslim home, remove your shoes before entering. Alright? It's a culture. In a lot of countries, Muslim countries, you find, you do not enter the house with your shoes. You'll be in big trouble. You just don't. Even in the masajid, you find like if those brothers who went to some Muslim countries, you'll see a lot of shoes in front of the masjid, right or wrong. That's what they do. They do things. But now you find a person say, this is a Muslim home. Okay, but then you go, there's TVs, 65-inch here, 72-inch next to it. I don't know what they want to do now. And music, tabarruj. What Muslim home is this? Hey now. Then the Shaykh mentioned, حفظه الله, قال اعلموا أن إهمال تعاليم الإسلام في شأن الأسرة يسبب تشتتها وضياعها في الدنيا والآخرة. He said you should keep in mind and you should know this. Neglecting the teachings of Islam and the guidelines that Islam set for the family, if these guidelines are neglected, then leads to the destruction of that family. The family will be lost in this life and in the hereafter. Some people, they wonder why, subhanAllah, why I got a good job, I work 3 jobs. Man, I'm the first one, I leave before Fajr, I don't come until after Isha. Why I have no tranquility in my home? Why they still bothering me? Why she's nagging me? Why I get no respect? You think money buy you happiness? You think money buy happiness? Oh, they live in a big house, mashallah, 3 acres plus. Yeah, everybody has his own bedroom. Certain mattresses. Well, listen, even the most expensive mattress, it's not guaranteed that will come with one good night of sleep, man. It's not. Money doesn't buy happiness. Happiness is found in the ayah in Surah Al-Nahl. من عمل صالحا من ذكر أو أنثى وهو مؤمن فلنحيينه حياة طيبة. Whoever does righteous actions, act upon the righteousness while they are on a sound iman, he or she, Allah says, it's guarantees for them a pure life in this life. You be poor, broke, or you just have that paycheck that go by, or maybe you have to borrow here and there, but you're happy, you're joyful, happy, the real meaning of happiness. While people, they get billions, zillions, and then they put an end to their lives. They bored, can't find happiness. In الذين آمنوا وتطمئن قلوبهم بذكر الله ألا بذكر الله تطمئن القلوب. Allah tells us in Surah Al-Ra'd, those who believe and their hearts feel at ease because of the remembrance of Allah, indeed, through the remembrance of Allah, their hearts feel at ease. That's what brings joy and happiness and stability to the family, the application of the deen of Allah. The Shaykh says, but if these guidelines are neglected, that leads to the destruction and the loss of this family in this life and the hereafter. ثم قال الشيخ, pay attention يا أخوان, فإنها ما فسدت الذراري يعني الذرية إلا بسبب إهمال الوالدين وسوء تربيتهم لأولادهم. He says, now when you look at the children, when they rebel against their parents, especially when they become teenagers. They become teenagers, some parents, they say they lose their children. Some children, once they become teenagers, nobody can tell him anything. I said, they give them a lot of hard time. What is the cause of that? The Shaykh says, many of these children, or that they are corrupt because of the parents neglect their education when they were young. The father and the mother, when those children, they were 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, he has his own things to do. The mother, she has her own things. The father, he thinks, look, all what matters is to work a lot and make sure that they have a bigger house and have big tracks and vacations and everybody has his own bedroom and all these things, okay? And that's why he wasn't in their lives. Some children, they grow up not even knowing their father. He lives with them and he share the same zip code and everything, same address, but they don't see him. When he leave, they sleep. When he come back home, what happened? He give them a kiss on the cheek. That they sleep. They didn't even know that he kissed them or not. Then the same morning, they get up and say, Mommy, where's my father? Oh, he went to work. Okay, we want to see him. He sees you. Yeah, right. Now nothing. Children grow up. And especially if that mother too, in the house, she has her own agenda. Television, she has her own soap operas you don't want to miss. Alright? A phone with other women, chatting. Now you can add a lot. The Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram, the what? The WhatsApp. Is that WhatsApp for real? That's WhatsApp? No, Mr. You didn't get it. That's not WhatsApp. We need to know WhatsApp and what's going on, right? And you got to be smarter than the smarter phone. Don't let a smartphone take you away from what is good for you, okay? We have to be smarter than these things. We use them for what is good, in moderation. But only a smartphone come between me and my wife, between me and my children. A father, oh, wait a minute. Swiping. Sheikh Muhammad bin Hadi, he called him Abu Lahsa. Abu Lahsa, because like this. Swiping. Lahsa in Arabic is like this. When you finish the plate, what are you supposed to do at the end of the plate? What do you do? You swipe with your finger, and you lick it. That's called lahsa. So the Sheikh, he says, I don't have a smartphone. My phone is, I don't know. He's not a smart, for real. He looks like one, but I'm telling you. So he's like this, swiping. They call it Abu Lahsa. The old ones, I used to have one, you remember a couple months ago. So when you push the buttons, the Sheikh, he called Abu Zir. Abu Zir. Zir is a button. Allah Ustad, the Mashayikh, subhanallah. Okay, I got a problem here. How can I do this? Alright. Alayin, subhanallah, it's amazing, ya akhi. The Shaykh says, look, subhanallah, some parents now, they have issues with their children and they're giving them a hard time. Their children are not practicing Islam. The woman, the girl, she don't want to have no hijab, no salat. I say, even subhanallah, some parents, they even, subhanallah, get the hardship that these children, they leave the house, they don't know what they're doing, they're out there in the dunya. And even they said, some of them, they were from a Muslim country, and he sit with his son, he's like, son, you're from this country. He said, you're from that country. I'm from America, man. No, I don't want to mention a country, because I want to offend no one, okay? So the son, he's like, they're from a Muslim country, but they live here. So he said to his son, remember, we just live here, man. We're from this country, Muslim. He said, man, you're from the country. I'm not from that country. I'm from here. Subhanallah. The Shaykh, he says, because those parents, they have neglected. Even though, look, the example the ulama, they give sometimes, here's a man who wasn't just like playing around. No, he was working hard. But still, that led to what? He didn't spend the time with his children. He wasn't there for them when they need him the most. Because children, they learn by example. And especially now, if the woman too, she's in the dunya. She's like, hey, you want to make money? I want to make money too. He work, she work. What happened to children? Where they go? To the don't care. You heard of that? The don't care. Well, they call it daycare, but they don't. Who will care of your children more than you do? I call it don't care. Because who's going to like one lady or two with 40 children? How are they going to care about the education of children? Especially in this land when they put them in a daycare, there's not even a Muslim daycare. What are they going to teach them? They teach them Tawheed, Aqidah? No, Jesus. This, that, this. Allah as-salama wal-afiyah. They may teach them a whole lot of other things, man. So Allah as-salama wal-afiyah. قال ولا حصل العقوق من الأولاد لآبائهم إلا بسبب أن هؤلاء الآباء قد سبق أن عقوا آباءهم من قبل. He says, now when you see some children, they are disrespectful and undutiful to their parents, you will see that those parents now who are suffering and complaining, they have done the same thing with their parents. And they were undutiful to their parents. Now their children are undutiful to them. قال فإن الجزاء من جنس العمل. The reward is according to the action. قال وقد يكون العقوق بسبب حيف الأب مع بعض الأولاد بتخصيصه دون إخوانه بشيء من المال والعطف. Likewise, some children, they may be disrespectful and undutiful to their parents for the same reason the Shaykh mentioned before, because that father or that mother, they be nice or kind to one and neglect the others. وما حصلت قطيعة الأرحام بين الأقارب إلا بسبب التشاحن والتنافس على أمور الدنيا. The Shaykh says any boycotting, any disaster, any problems that occurs amongst the members of one family is because of them competing one another towards the dunya, not towards the hereafter. Dunya. They just want more of it. وبالجملة فإنه ما حصل الخلل في بناء الأسر اليوم إلا بسبب الخلل في الدين. الله أكبر. He says all of the problems that are facing the certain families, because of them they have problems in the practice, in their practice of their religion. Aina. They don't practice the religion correctly. The father, the mother, then the children, they grow up upon the same thing. Then they neglect their obligations. They are not serious about applying the deen in the house. Then the children, they grow up upon that. نسأل الله السلامة والعافية. قال انظروا, the Shaykh now he give example which we know. قال انظروا إلى المجتمعات الكافرة كيف يعيشون عيشة البهائم لا روابط تجمعهم. نعم. He said, look at the disbelieving societies. They live a life of cattle and animals. They have no rawabit, no connections between them. They're not connected. They have no affections and no connections. لا يعطف قويهم على ضعيفهم. You'll find the strong amongst them show no mercy to the weak. ولا يوقر صغيرهم كبيرهم ولو كان أباه أو أمه. He says the young amongst them show no respect for the elders, even if it is maybe his father and mother. And we'll see this. See how those children in the streets and Walmart or wherever, how they talk to their fathers and mothers. Disrespect. Not like our children, alhamdulillah. Abi, Ummi, may I do this? May I do that? If he said yes, Jazakillahu khairan, give her a hug and a kiss, right? If she said no, he said, okay, mashallah, alhamdulillah. You see, these are the children that grow up upon the proper aqidah, upon the guidelines of Islam. Others, I want this. There is no respect. May I have? No. I want this. I can't. Why can't you? I want it now. Subhanallah. I've seen sometimes some women, they go through this in a public store, in the store. They go through humiliation, subhanallah. But I said, alhamdulillah for Islam. When we see things like that, I just say, alhamdulillah for Islam. Yarhamukallah. And we ask Allah to grant us firmness upon the path, upon His path. And we should struggle, and we should make efforts. I'm constantly checking ourselves. Subhanallah, you find some people, they just busy themselves with what other people do, spend a lot of time on WhatsApp, on what Instagram, checking this, Facebook, and they neglect their own selves and their families. Now we should cut down of these things, worry about ourselves, as our noble scholars, they advise us all the time. in most recently, our noble Shaykh al-Allam al-Walid Rabi' hafidahullah ta'ala advise you to hold on firm to the Book of Allah, to the Sunnah, to be firm upon the path of Allah. Advise you with knowledge, seeking knowledge. Some of us, we act like we know everything, that's it. Can't. Constantly reading, constantly remembering Allah, constantly asking for forgiveness, constantly making efforts. Making effort, try to learn the Arabic. We act like we know Arabic. All of us speak Arabic and we understand, we can break down the grammar and the balagha like that's it. So what are we doing? Why are we getting in the face of one another and he's this, well guess what, guess this. I can't even make the i'rab of one sentence. Some of us, yes, alhamdulillah, salafi, mashallah, but where is it? We still can't even read the Book of Allah correctly. And those amongst us who already, alhamdulillah, move on from that stage and they can read the Book of Allah, why can't we be mindful of this reality that there is some of our brothers that cannot read the Quran correctly yet? And we say, Akhi, come here, mashallah, I'll make myself available. I learned, if you have 10 minutes after Salat al-Asr, what for, Akhi? Are you moving? No, I'm not moving. Some aqiqah? No aqiqah, Akhi. No, nothing. No moving, nothing, brother. This is for you. For me, what happened? Inshallah, I heard you, Akhi, reading the Quran earlier. Hey, I got problems too. But I can help you, inshallah, with certain things. Jazakallah khair. And make yourself available. If you have a short notice, say, Akhi, wallahi, now I can't because my mother waiting for me outside. My wife, I gotta drop something for dinner. I got an appointment. What about tomorrow? Yes, tomorrow is fine with me. Jazakallah khairan. Sit down and learn that Arabic, ya akhi. Learn the Quran. Learn the Tawheed. Now we go to a class like this, or class of Tawheed, Tilatat Usul, Aqidah, Hadith, Arabic, Tafsir. Then we get together. We don't wait until the next Wednesday to sit in a class of Aqidah, ya akhi. Subhanallah. Once, 1 hour a week, Aqidah. Yes, subhanallah. The brothers sit together after the class. Come here. Hassan, what's your note? Ahmed, Abdurrahman, Abdullah, Ibrahim, Abu Fulan. Your note with my... That's how the ulama, the salaf, they used to do. After they sit in the class of Imam Ahmed or Abdullah Mubarak, they sit, the students, your notes. Let me see. Oh, I missed this hadith. I missed this. I missed that. And they work together. They do homeworks. Now, people after the class, they're going to get, what's up? Oh, you watched that? Man, you know, they get him again, man. SubhanAllah, oh, man. What's up? Oh, wait. Oh, you didn't see the other one? Oh, the other group. Oof, man. Wait, brother. MashaAllah, the other group. What is Tawheed? What is Aqidah? What is grammar? What is Tafsir? Huh? Is that stuff what's going to help us? No, what's going to help us, ya akhi, to be mindful of what's good for us. In our families, we correct our mistakes. We're not perfect. We got a lot of issues. I know we do. But we have to be mindful. As long as we know what's wrong with us, alhamdulillah, we at least we know what's wrong. And we try, we be sincere and honest. I want to do something about it. I want to fix it. And we have all the tools we need to fix it. We have all the ingredients, alhamdulillah. We don't have to be creative. The condition of the hearts matters. Can you imagine someone actually live in a house and there is a big leak in the ceiling because he has a bathroom on the second floor, but and he's eating the same table. There's a leak coming from the upstairs. What one of us would do, Abdul Rahman? Huh? Go check it and fix it. Now he's gonna, like 3 years later, he's still eating, and the floor is dripping. That floor be down by now. What he's going to do? Well, he's dripping here. I'm just going to go in the other corner. Yeah, doesn't work like that. Same way. You drive in a car and that car means a lot to you because it takes you to work, take your family to school, that you care, those children. You want it to be dependable, that car. Alhamdulillah. If it's some smoke, you're driving in a highway, smoke come out of the front, the engine side. What one of us would do? Huh? What would do? Pull over. Pull over for what? To check it out. If you know how to fix it, you get on it right away. If you don't know what you do, make some phone call. Who you call? make an order for a pizza? No, you call somebody who knows. Now you're going to call your dentist? No, you call a mechanic. Likewise, check ourselves. A lot of smoke's becoming out of our mouth. But we say, and we don't see it. That's bad. That's bad. If we don't see our mistakes, we're going to wait until somebody see my mistake, and then he tell me about it, and get all worked up, and all mad, what were you talking about? I should see my mistakes myself. I should see them. And even if somebody come and talk to me, I shouldn't be all like worked up like that. I say, Jazakallah khairan, Barakallahu feek. Al-mu'minu mir'atu akhi. The believer should act like a mirror towards his brother. And we fix our problems. Man, Salafi, but we have issues. We still backbite. We cheat. We do this. We borrow money. We don't pay it. Marry women and disrespect them and don't take care of them. Neglect his children. Rent a house and destroy the house. Don't take care of the property. Which Salafiyya is this? Who from the Salaf do these things? Alhamdulillah, Allah guide us to Salafiyya, but we have to act as Salafis for real. None of us is perfect, but we have to take notes. So look, the Shaykh is talking to me. He ain't talking to nobody else here or there. That was for me. And while you're listening, you're paying attention. Yeah, subhanAllah. And write down how many. Check the mistakes. Man, the Shaykh said this. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing this neither. I didn't. And see how many marks, how many X's. Well, I'm sure I have a lot of them. Me, I'm telling you right now. I'm not exaggerating. But may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala open our hearts to accept the advices of the ulama and to put them to practice. May Allah grant us beneficial knowledge that is coupled with righteous actions. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam tasliman kathira. Naam? Yes? You were raising your hand for a reason? You want to talk to me? Go ahead.
When you asked the question about if your car is broke down, who you call, it's what you thought that you wanted to answer. Who do you call if your car breaks down? You ask Allah for help?
Of course, that's tawheed. You ask Allah first. Naam, Jazakallah khair, and you corrected me and I stand corrected. First thing, if you have a problem with your car, turn to Allah first. And then, yes, turn to those who can help you. That's very good. I remember, you reminded me once, I was given a class, and it was about the intention, having a good intention, Masjid al-Tawheed. And a young boy, he's like 7 or 8. And I was given an example. I said, there is an example for someone who wants to do something evil. Huh? He wants to do something evil, but he changed his intention because he remembered Allah. Like somebody is going to buy liquor from a liquor store. And then once he get there, he's like, Astaghfirullah, a'udhu billah, I can't do this, I'm a Muslim. That's a good thing. Not like someone who is going to do it, but he got a flat tire. Because he got a flat tire, he couldn't make it. You see? I said, he's a Muslim, he's going to the liquor store to get some intoxicants. But he got a flat tire. That's why he couldn't go and do it. All right? Another person, Muslim, going to the same place, and he passed by the one who has a flat tire. And he kept going, but when he get by the store, he's like, A'udhu billah, I can't do this, astaghfirullah. And he went back. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? Good thing or bad thing? Good. The boy, he said to me, no, that's a bad thing. I said, why is it a bad thing? He said, he didn't start to help the one who has flat tire. Allahu Akbar. You see? Allah al-Musta'an. The bara'a of the atfal, ya akhi. Asa Allah. Jazakum Allah khair. Barakallahu feekum. Hayyakum. You want to remind the brothers of the program? What's the program? They have a break right now?
No, because the next class is after al-Maghribee.
Okay, all right. Definitely, it's all yours.
Let me look at the time. Hold on one moment.
Huh?
Let me look at the time.